everyone, good evening. It's Grandma SB again for our vlog this evening. I had here my granddaughters, so I'm gonna read again a story about the legend of Sampaguita. You know Sampaguita is, guys?
No.
No? It's a Philippine flower. It's the Philippine national flower. It's fragrance, like the smell is so sweet, and it's like a traditional to the Filipinos, like in the offices as to welcome visitors, guests, tourists. We have to give them a necklace made of the flower of Sampaguita, and usually people had to sell it on the churches, like in Quiapo, Baclaran, Antipolo. Some bought it for fragrance on the cars, on their jeepneys. Some bought it for, they put it on the saints. Some bought it for, like, for the promise of an everlasting love for those people that are sweethearts. And for this evening, our story is about that flower. It's about the Sampaguita. Of course, you didn't know Sampaguita because you didn't see it yet. But next time when you go to the Philippines, you're gonna see it. Alright, so you wanna know the story of Sampaguita? Alright. So, let's begin. So, for the kids watching or listening, please sit tight while I read the story. Alright, so once upon a time, the Philippines was governed by datus, who were kings in their own realm. They mete out justice, right the wrongs, and administer their wealth, but always with an eye to enlarging their kingdom and amassing more wealth. Datu Laing was such a datu. Although he was fair in his dealings and was known to be one of the wealthiest, if not the wealthiest datu, where his only daughter, Princess Karima, is concerned, the world revolves around her. Not only was she beautiful, but she was also kind and always had a good word for everyone. From the lowliest servant to visiting dignitaries. Her father lavished her with jewelries, South Sea pearls from the deepest ocean, rubies, emeralds, and diamonds from the mines. In spite of her being spoiled, Princess Karima remained humble. Was it any surprise that suitors came far and wide to try to win her in marriage? Many came and went, but Princess Karima was not moved by any of them. Until one day, a handsome young datu by the name of Sulaiman from a distant land came to visit. He did not know that Datu Laing had a daughter, Princess Karima. So when they met, he was so enchanted and fell in love, hopelessly, passionately, irrevocably. Princess Karima was in a similar state. Sulaiman, unaware of Datu Laing's extreme devotion to his daughter, immediately approached him for the prince's hand in marriage. Datu Laing did not know how powerful this young datu was, so in order to play it safe and to prolong their engagement, he gave them the approval, but with two conditions. First, they had to get to know each other, and secondly, Sulaiman had to secure a kingdom that Datu Laing had coveted for a long time. Of course, Datu Sulaiman at that point would have agreed to anything in order to marry Princess Karima. So Datu Laing decreed a month of courtship, upon which the young couple took advantage of every waking moment to be together. As the days passed, the young lovers fell more deeply in love, so much in that they could not bear to be apart even for a minute. But alas, the day arrived when Dato Sulaiman had to fulfill the second condition to their marriage, which was to lead his army to conquer a neighboring kingdom for Dato Laing. As dawn arrived, Princess Karima was there to wish Sulaiman back. He asked her and promised that she will wait for him, to which the princess replied, "Isinusumpa ko," meaning I swear. Days passed, then weeks, then months. The waiting ended when what was left of Sulaiman's army returned without him. He died fighting valiantly. Princess Karima was so broken-hearted and grief-stricken that she stopped eating until she died. Her last words were, "Sumpa kita," remembering their promise to each other. Dato Laing was inconsolable in his grief, but it was too late. He buried his daughter in the palace garden that he lovingly tended every day. One day, a bush started to grow where Princess Karima was buried. It bore white flowers with such a sweet fragrance that everyone around could smell. It was said that the white flowers represented the purity of the love between Princess Karima and Dato Sulaiman. Lovers today give each other a garland of Sampaguita as a token of a deep, abiding love, whispering to each other, "Sumpa kita," as Princess Karima had whispered a long time ago. Over the years, "Sumpa kita" became Sampaguita, and to this day, it is known as such among Filipinos, although some people refer to it as a jasmine flower. So, what is the story lesson? You know? What can you say about the story? What is the lesson learned for the story? So the love of Princess Karima and Prince Sulaiman, Dato Sulaiman, is really pure until death. They love each other. So that's the lesson of the story. So I hope, guys, you like the story about the Sampaguita, so as with my grandchildren here. So see you next time on my next story. Good night, everyone, and don't forget to pray. God bless.